Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of KJL Podcast on the KJL. I'm sorry, artist interviews on the KJL Podcast Channel. I'm your host, Kenneth J Lewis Sr, and the creator behind the KJL Art Sanctuary Gallery and Studio. Today, we have a special guest, a self-taught contemporary artist, a figurative painter who blends vibrant colors, pop culture references, and commercial art with a touch of whimsical humor. After 2 decades of creating electronic music, writing screenplays, and diving into gonzo, and he'll have to tell me what that is, music journalism, he returned to his first love, the visual arts, in 2023. Joining us from Philadelphia, PA, please welcome Alex Spalding. And without any further ado, Alex Spalding. How you doing, young man?
Hey, not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful, wonderful.
Good, good.
Yes. So we're gonna get started off. We're gonna just dive right in, and
All
I
right,
always
sounds
like to
good.
start with saying that a quote that our artists love to live by. And so I have your quote here. I'm gonna put it up, and then you can tell me a little bit why you uh, why is this a special quote. It says, "Finally, I am coming to the conclusion that my highest ambition is to be what I already am." Thomas Merton, bio. I think that was on the bio. So tell us about that.
So we all kind of just are what we are, and sometimes we get sidetracked. So I think that's kind of what I was thinking about. Coming into painting late, like I think you can relate to that too. Sometimes you end up doing a whole lot of other things before you come right back around and kind of find yourself in the thing that you originally were inspired to do. So yeah, that's why I wanted to throw that quote.
Yeah, it does. It resonates with me too. Oftentimes, like you said, we do some things to do the thing that we really want to do. And I think it was Stephen Covey in the book. It was Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I think he said when your current reality becomes so uncomfortable that your dream is what you really want, and your current reality is at one level, and your dream is at a lower level. As soon as the dream kind of goes above it, then your current reality no longer becomes acceptable and you start moving closer and closer to your dream. So we all, most of the time, we don't go after that because that dream or the thing we want to do hasn't quite reached a level to make us get out of the comfort zone. So I totally understand where you're coming from. So I'm gonna dive right in again with a couple of questions. So you said you have an interesting background. You spent like 2 decades. You were making electronic music and writing the screenplays. What motivated you to transition back into visual arts, particularly in the fine arts, like after all those years of music and journalism?
Ooh, that is a good question. I guess it was just a lot of that soul searching, like what am I really passionate about? I think I was nervous and kind of worried, maybe anxious about painting for a long time because it was something that I cared a lot about, and also, I just always believed I couldn't do it. Uh, I didn't touch paints until I was probably like 36, 37 years old.
Mhm.
So I just did everything else. I love art. I love creativity. I can't not be creative. It's all got to come out some way or another. So
Exactly.
yeah, but I came back around, and what spurred me on was I always believed I couldn't draw, and I always thought that you had to know how to draw to be a painter,
Mhm.
which you don't. You don't really. You can paint, whether you can draw or not.
Trying to tell you,
Exactly.
that's the truth. Yep.
Yeah. But for some reason, I always believed that. I think it's because I've always got images in my head that I wanted to get out, and but I taught myself to draw. I got a nice book on how to teach yourself to draw by Betty Edwards called "Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain,"
Mhm.
and I discovered that I could draw and that it's not some special thing that only a few select individuals are born with. Anybody can learn how to draw. So
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I did sort of the same thing. So it was a late bloomer, and I didn't have. I loved art, but just didn't have an interest in doing it. So let me ask you this here: how how do you think the journalism itself? Because that's pretty interesting. How did that? Like, what kind of influence did the journalism have on it, or does it play any part in what you're doing right now?
Oh gosh. A lot of the journalism stuff that I was doing, it was just music journalism. And so what that was for me was basically just paying a lot of attention to what other people were doing and writing about it, especially giving like attention to people who don't usually get a whole lot of attention for what they're doing. So lots of underground artists and things like that, and just showing them love through that. And that definitely still plays a role in everything that I'm doing today. I mean, I even as a visual artist, I'm going to other people's shows. I'm trying to meet other artists, and it's always really inspiring just to see what other people are doing and get connected.
Mhm. Yeah. So you like the kind of like the group aspect, community aspect, the arts community aspect of it is something that most people like never want to get away from. And even if you have to go about life doing things, it's nice. Um, how did your previous experience in music influence?
uh, that's an interesting one too. I mean, like I grew up loving music, and when I was younger, I took band, and I discovered that I had a talent and an aptitude at that, and so that kind of like became a huge thing for me for a long time to kind of build self confidence. Was just kind of like focusing on music, I suppose. Um, I carried on with that for a really long time. Uh, Music still shapes a lot of what I do. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't listen to music while I make art because it's so distracting for me. I'm always like, oh, what's this? I gotta save that to my playlist. I maintain huge, long playlists of music.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I just find it too distracting to do
Hmm.
anything else when I'm listening to music. So yeah, it's still really important to me.
Awesome. Hi, Mary. We have a comment from Mary Rochette. She says hi. We're saying hi. Thanks,
Hi,
Mary. For tuning
hi, Mary.
in. If you have any questions, please feel free. If any of you have any questions when you tune in, and I'm also going to put up Alex's information. I'm going to show you here. You can contact him info at ASPALDING art.com and his website. You get that up here. We have www.aspaldingart.com, and it's basically Alex A Spaldingart.com. That's the A, and also it will be the same thing on IG. So please follow this artist, support this artist, go on his website, purchase some art. Don't just go and, just go there to look, really actually support these artists because it means a lot to us as artists to be able to reap some of the benefits from our efforts in creating our artwork. And I'm going to show you some of his artwork in a little bit. And I mean, if you have projects, anything that will fit into, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, but anything that could help or something that Alex could help you with, feel free. So hold tight here. Let me get our next question. So, um, you're you do like your figurative paintings. They're like kind of known for what would I say, like almost got like a pop culture music movie poster, a comic ad. I seen a little bit of reflection in that. What draws you to these elements, and how do you incorporate them into your work? Because they're known for, I think, are they known for like an infusion of that in there? Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely. Especially movie posters, to be honest with you. Like
Uh,
I think a lot of the art that I was always drawn to as a kid, which a lot of things kind of come back to childhood in my work. Uh, like I didn't go to galleries or nothing like that. Whenever I was like a kid, I didn't really know too much about those kinds of things. But we went to video stores all the time, and and I'd always just see things around that I think really influenced me, and so I'm always trying to draw on a lot of that.
Mhm.
This one's definitely inspired by childhood. Just thoughts of childhood, thoughts about growing up too fast.
I can't see you. Move over just a little bit so we can
Oh.
see you. I have to move too. Because when we get to this angle on here, it's kind of hard. You
Well,
have
I'm
to
gonna
move a little bit to the side. So tell us
I'll
about this
talk over
piece
here.
right here. It's real. You know what? I got to put our heads up a little bit bigger because my yeah, okay, like that. That should be okay. So tell me about this piece right here. As we're talking about your artwork, I'm going to bring up a couple of your paintings.
Well, this piece, I almost didn't make it. I'd had the idea for making something like a kid in a suit in a city flying a kite,
Uh-huh.
and I thought, just you know what, I'm just gonna make it. And now this somebody owns this, so
Wow,
it's kind of nice. Yeah.
it's beautiful. I can see why they would want it. It's really great.
What's
Yeah.
cool about this one, so like I work a lot on plexiglass, and a lot of pieces during this period of time that I made this, like are on plexiglass. I would do a lot of the line work on the front and then paint on the back side, kind of in layers, starting from small details and working kind of backwards from your usual approach. I left a lot of this transparent, so you can kind of like, if you put this up on a wall, the background is going to be whatever the color of your wall is.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow, that's really nice. I'm going to bring up another one of them here. Sorry, I'm being the moderator, the janitor, doing everything. All right.
So this is definitely
This is
another.
super cool. This is super cool.
This I was having fun with this one, and it's actually plexiglass as well, but it's layered over the top of a wood panel that I painted. So yeah, it's just like, this is memories of childhood, man. Me and my brother, you know, we'd have like cartoons on the television. We'd be jumping all over the furniture. That was kind of the inspiration for this one. Wish I still had all that energy, you know.
Wow. Wow. Hey, who you telling, man? I'm at the 663. This I really was. This I think is super cool too. I really like this right here. You know, and you know what resonated with me with this one?
What? Let me know.
We had a Siberian Husky. I grew up with a Siberian. My father went all the way. I think I was in the 3rd grade. He went all the way to Michigan.
Oh,
To this
wow.
place where they were breeding them. He became friends with these people, and him and my mother, they went and they actually took a flight out there. My parents, and then they came back and they had visited some people they had met, and we didn't know that they had went there for this. And then next thing you know, we got a dog, a little tiny puppy, Siberian Husky. It was so freaking cute.
That's cool, man. Wow.
So this
Those
really
are cute
does,
dogs. I love
yeah,
those dogs.
especially when they're puppies, man. They're like adorable. There's 7 of us, 4 girls and 3 boys. And so we were all fighting for time with the dog. Then when the dog got older, nobody wanted to clean up the poop. It was crazy.
That's how it is.
Yes.
Everybody
But tell
loves
me
the
what
dog
inspired
poop.
you to do this painting? What inspired you to do
Oh,
these?
man. You know, this is just like memories of cartoons to me. Like, you'd always see those old school, like, I don't know if they were Looney Tunes or Merry Melodies or what, but you know, there'd be those cartoons. You'd always see those wolves in the suits in a nightclub or something, and usually like tongues flapping out of their mouths over like a woman or a piece of
That is
ham or
so
something.
funny.
I was like, should I draw a woman in the corner or should I draw the ham? And I thought, you know what? How many times am I going to get to paint a ham? I'm just going to
Yeah,
paint the ham, you know.
this is
I'll
awesome.
save that. I'll paint women later.
Yes. This is so cool. But this isn't my favorite out of the ones you sent me, but it's up there. And
This
we
one
have
is also transparent, the background. Yeah.
we have Velma Price. She's given us a said fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you tuning in. And please make sure you like and share and subscribe to the channel as well. We want to continue to bring artists on to expose different artists and let them share their artwork and what things that they're doing. And Alex, by the way, you have an opening tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Hey, Dad, we'll talk about that later because I saw on your thing that you had an opening. So,
Yeah, I'm real excited about it.
yeah, oh, it seems like it's going to be very, very nice. And Velma, again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
all right, I'm going to show one more of your pieces, and then we're going to talk about a little bit about your actually your process of
All right.
creating your artwork. Let's see here. I want to make sure anybody put in, if you're having trouble hearing me, I know I talk loud anyway, but if you're having trouble hearing me, let me know. This is another one I like. This one right here. This right here, you kind of got that same thing in the frisbee in there and everything. And I like your use of the colors with this. So tell me about this piece right here.
So this piece, I mean, the subject matter again, kind of childhood ideas of childhood, and honestly, though, a lot of the inspiration for this one came from like, I guess, graphic design, like T-shirt designs that I used to see all the time growing up. Whenever I was a kid, like in the I guess late '80s, early '90s.
Okay.
I think of like sportswear and things like that. And I don't know. I just wanted to make something that was kind of an homage to that era a little bit.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So, take this off here. So, back to the talk. So, now we've got a glimpse of some of the work that you do. Like, can you walk us through like your creative process, like from concept to completion? Like, how do you decide on the like the imageries, the color, the technique, your composition? Like, how do you go about that? Is it different at different times? So tell me, do you have to be
Yeah.
motivated or what?
Well, I don't know. I don't worry about motivation. I just do the work. That's kind of a lot of times once I get started, that's all the motivation I need. I don't know how to better explain it than that, I guess. But other than that, I mean, my process, it does kind of change sometimes depending on what it is I'm making. With a lot of the work that you showed, my process there was really a lot like related to, I guess, old like cell animations, uh, using like these large. A lot of these are pretty large pieces. This one, for instance, that's an image of my son. Uh, this one's about like 18 by 18 inches. I've got some of those others are like 36 by 36 inches. I have a lot of work that's like 24 by 24. So they're large. They're large sheets of plexiglass that I treat kind of like you would acetate or celluloid sheets, uh, in that style. And my color choices, I think, are really like, uh, I just like to find really, really high pigment load, like highly saturated paints, and work with those. I do a lot of blending. It's not all straight from the jar, but I mean, some of the colors, like I have one I can show you right now. It's a vinyl based paint, and so you can probably kind of see it's like super blue. I love just intense color. I like working with intense color. I've got fluorescent paints that I use. Uh, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm leaving you up here because I'm letting you talk a little bit.
All right.
Speaking of your techniques, like you mentioned, you use brushes, sponge, markers, and even your hands. How do these contribute to the final piece, and why do you choose all of those elements? Because not everybody uses their hands or markers or sponge.
Oh yeah. It just really like it depends on the kind of mark I want to make. So like I have some different brushes here I can show you. This one's like a real soft, large brush. I can get like real textured work with that. I've got stiffer brushes, also quite large, for if I want to get like really rough and smear the paint around. Tiny brushes for like details, and then these like Posca paint markers. These are like amazing. I didn't know these existed for the longest time. And they're really great for getting line work done. So a lot of times I'll do line in marker or whatever tool makes it easiest to do that, and then fill in with brushes.
Do you ever use the acrylic pens and the acrylic markers? You like those?
Oh yeah. Like this is one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually great. Yeah.
Yeah. I like and you know what? When I found out if you get those, you have to get the best quality. If you don't get a good quality, you'll be really frustrated.
Yeah,
the thing will get clogged. It'll just be, you got to get a good quality if you want to really, don't want to frustrate yourself. That's
it's
what I
true.
think. That's just my experience with it. So,
I've had fantastic success so far with the Poscas. I don't know if you use Poscas.
no, I've never tried those. So I'm going to, after we
They're
get
pretty
off,
good.
yeah, I'm gonna get that information from you. And actually, I will post it as well put a link on here for the information you give me on the YouTube thing. Also, just remind me to make sure I link all your information to the YouTube video recording as well.
All right.
Come back to look at it, make sure they. Okay, so I was going to ask you about your like influences and stuff like that, but or inspirations rather. So I'm going to switch it from inspirations, like being inspired to work. Are there any influences that affect your work? Are there any movements, any particular artists that kind of influence you?
There definitely are. I mean, I'm influenced all the time, really, by artists. Not just older ones that I grew up with. Like I love, like going back to movie posters. Like Drew Struzan is a huge influence on me. I love pop art, of course. I mean, you could probably tell that. Like artists like Andy Warhol and Roy Lichtenstein, of course, and a lot of contemporary artists have been inspiring me a lot lately too. I mean, there are so many people working today who I think do really incredible work, and I'm always happy to meet new artists because of that. That's a picture I took. I wasn't actually painting that image at the time, but I wanted to do a photo op with that one because it was one of my favorites from the pieces that I did around that time.
Awesome. Yeah, this is really cool. Listen, we're gonna come back and ask a few more questions, but we're gonna step away for a minute. We do have a commercial advertisement that's coming on, so just hold on. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're looking to bring some warmth and color into your life, I'm offering 15% off all my prints, whether you're after framed, matted only, or just the print. And don't forget about our beautiful box note cards. Just use the code KJL Podcast at checkout. You'll also enjoy free shipping on orders over $50, or you can stop by and pick up your art right here at KJL Art Sanctuary, 310 4th Street, Ewing, New Jersey, 08638. At KJL Art Sanctuary, I offer more than just artwork. I've got original pieces for sale, I take commissions, and I host paint parties and workshops. It's all about creating and sharing that creative space. Visit www.kjlartsanctuary.com and let's find the perfect piece for your space.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
All right. As a self-taught artist, what challenges have you faced, and how have you overcome them to reach the level of success that you have today? And I know you're like real, like your work is very, very impressive. I
Thank you.
like what you do, and but being self-taught, how is that?
It requires a lot of self motivation. I mean, being self taught, it can be a challenge, but if you have the desire and the willingness to learn, um, it's not as hard as you think it's going to be. I think the biggest challenge sometimes is just getting started, uh, and kind of once you kind of develop your rhythm, and I mean, you just keep rolling. You just keep going on. And I like being self taught. I sometimes wonder, what would have been if I had been able to go to like a nice art school or something like that. But I don't spend a whole lot of time worrying about it.
Well, a lot of the muckety mucks would have liked you. It's like they're like, you have your credentials and everything.
Yeah.
I still think that you can. I think you can learn art. You can be taught art. You can be taught techniques and everything. But just like Michael Jordan, he knew the fundamentals of basketball, but he took it to another level. He took his creativity to another level. It's good to learn some of the basics, but
Yeah.
still use your imagination and your creativity. And that's what Michael Jordan did. That's what Allen Iverson did, to crossover. Nobody was doing that. And now Steph Curry shooting from the parking lot. Like, who would have ever thought somebody could like literally be like shoot 50% from the parking lot? You know, it's crazy. So
yeah, it's funny like that, you know. And the great thing about fundamentals too is you can learn them anywhere, and
exactly.
it always comes back to them, no matter where you are in your journey. Coming back to the fundamentals is a lot of times those basic things. That's where you always end up.
You're right. and you know, and I think one of the things that you got to guard yourself against is like the self-destructive talk, which a lot of artists have when they go to art school. They become so, their instructors are in their head. That's what a lot of them tell me. And so you gotta get that out of your head, and you gotta, you know, have that confidence. And not everybody's gonna like your art, even if you went to school. You could go on all the school you want to. You have to have something that is gonna be something that people want. And that's your job to discover that and to find those people that your art will resonate with. That's the challenge. Like, people have different tastes. Where are the people that like your type of artwork? That's the challenge. Thinking about,
I'm still looking.
Yeah. But listen, so, and the key is, again, when I'm saying find them, I don't necessarily mean go after them. Attract them.
Yeah.
You got to attract, and I'm not talking about no like The Secret, going out there and thinking about it all day long. I'm talking about really, really attracting them, understanding who they are, and then figure out how to attract those people that your artwork resonates with. Because the you know, all that negative talk, all it gets you is that's it, failure. So keep pushing along, man, and just keep putting your work out there and stay consistent. That's a big part of it. Yep.
Yeah. Attitude and perspective, man.
Exactly. You're not gonna please. Everyone's not gonna like your art. You're not gonna please everyone. Everyone's not gonna like you. So what you have to do is like yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and have a faith and confidence in yourself. So speaking of you have an exhibition coming up, and it starts tomorrow and opening tomorrow. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's at the Historic Plastic Club in Philly. If anybody listening wants to come and say hi, I'll be there. I'm going to be putting on a smile and talking to as many people as I can.
Let me see if I can type in here the address information so that I can get it going. So where is it going to be located?
So it's at the Plastic Club.
Plastic Club. Trying out my typing skills here. Okay.
Yeah.
And where's that at?
That's in Philadelphia.
Is that address? You got the street address, or just go look it up? Plastic Club in Philly.
If you look it up, you'll find it. It's been around since like
Plastic Club
19th century or something.
In Philadelphia, PA. Let me put that in there for people that just don't maybe like Philadelphia something. Who knows? So here it is. It's going to be at the Plastic Club in Philadelphia, PA. You can Google it, and I'm sure you can find your way there. Please.
It's a group show too. It's a group show, so it won't even just be me. Yeah, you can see probably all kinds of great work.
Listen, I'm going to try to see if I can get there tomorrow. I got something to do, but man, what are the hours?
So I think it starts at 2:00. I don't know when it ends. I was just gonna hang around till they kick me out.
You know what? It's right online here. Let me look here real quick to see if I can add Philadelphia Plastic Club. Let me see if I can find it on here. And then, and what is this place, the Philadelphia Plastic Club? What is it?
So it's been around for a real long time. It's got a really neat story. There was this place, well, there still is. It's right next door to them practically, called the Sketch Club. And I think it used to be run, it's one of the oldest art clubs in the United States. And it used to be only men showed there. So women got together, women artists, and they formed the Plastic Club. Now both of them, it's not gender exclusive or anything like that. So it's got an interesting history. It's a really cool little place. Did you pull it up on the maps?
Yeah, I pulled it up on the map, so I was going to see if I could show on the screen the actual
Oh, nice.
page. Did it come up?
Yeah, I see it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a small window, but I can see it.
You know what? Yeah. I really want people to be able to see it.
It's really cool. I'm not even originally from Philly. I just live here, so I'm always trying to learn about new things. And when I found out about this, I thought, oh wow, this is really cool. This whole place.
I worked at 4th and Washington. I worked for Apartment Investment Management Company. So
nice,
I worked there for a while up in Philadelphia. I didn't like to commute, so I ain't trying to commute.
No, I've done that commute too. I know it's rough.
Brutal. It was brutal. It was seriously brutal. And that's when I decided I'm up out of here.
Right.
Yes. So it's going to be there tomorrow, and so if you go on their website, they'll be able to, tell you about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on Instagram too. I think they're on Instagram as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: how has social media helped you? Like, how has that affected you? And also, these are 2 questions, so I'm gonna let you answer both of them. How has social media benefited you? Rather, I don't want to say affected you. How has it benefited you? And also, how is it balancing family life with art life?
All right. So with social media, I mean, I've been using social media for a real long time. I had to take a break. I don't feel like I'm a real big social media guy. I don't spend a whole lot of time on there, but I do try to get on there and share a couple things, like every week. And it's even just doing that, it's a huge help. People find you. And I mean, visibility is everything in the visual arts. So the more people that see your work, the better, really. And so I really love Instagram for that. And it's fun just connecting with other artists on there and seeing their posts about their art all the time.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing. And, and I'm not on Facebook anymore, though, unfortunately. I haven't done that in years. But, yeah, Instagram's all right. And then balance. I don't even worry about balance, to be honest. My life is probably kind of unbalanced. I probably don't spend as much time doing art as I'd like, but it's all right. I just work with what I've got, I try not to worry about that kind of stuff.
Hey, well, listen, you live in a stress-free life, which is good. So,
well, that's not completely stress-free. Maybe this is how I try to mitigate some of it.
But listen, this is how I think it is. This is how it is, and I think this is how you take it, because you take the good with the bad. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So, like right now, behind you is an example of power. See, there's a light behind you, and that light is on with electricity. It has negative and positive. You cut the negative wire, you have no power. You cut the positive wire, you have no power. In this world of a contrast, everything has an opposite: up, down, left, right, in, out, win, lose, success, failure. Live, die. Everything in this world has an opposite. So the key in this world is if you walk around in gratitude and be grateful, you don't have to worry about the negative stuff coming. It's coming to you. Somebody will talk about you, do something to you, whatever. It's going to happen. So the other side of that is the positive side. Your positive attitude, your positive energy. Take the negative, take the good with the bad. And with those 2 things together, if someone brings you negative or a negative thing happens, try to simultaneously think of something to be grateful for. The man that didn't have any shoes didn't feel so bad when he met the guy that didn't have any feet. So you always got something to be grateful for. And when you do that, you'll light up the world and you'll power up every situation in your life from that moment on. But the minute you get and say, oh, why me? Why did this happen to me? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to cut off the positive side and you're going to be powerless from that moment on. Claim your power. Even though
Yeah.
something bad happens, say, I'm just grateful that I'm here. Grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I got a roof over my head. I'm grateful for this. In the midst of turmoil, and you're going to become electric. That's my little sermon for
I
today.
like it, man. We could have that should have been a quote at the very beginning.
Yes, yes.
Should have tacked that up.
Electricity.
I like it. But it's true. Everything you say is true. I mean, and I've been there. I think everybody probably has been there. Where
Yes.
sometimes it's overwhelming, and but
Yeah.
if you can figure out how to flip the switch a little bit and kind of reframe everything
Yep.
in that positive way, yeah, it is real power.
Now we have Velma. She put the address and everything for the
Oh, awesome.
Thing on there. I'm trying to put
I
this
appreciate
up
that.
there. I got something that's going on with my little. She put another comment that like a little religion thing. I think I was trying. Let's see. Correction. Oh, she put the correct address on it. I meant the phone number.
Oh, okay.
So anybody on there that's got the correct phone number is Philadelphia's 215 as opposed to, thank you so much, Velma. We really
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate it. Yes. And please, if you're in the area, go out and support this young man. He's got mouths to feed. I'm just
It's true, though. It's true.
this on my end is just me right now. I just could do something with my grass. But listen, I know it when you got mouths to feed. Well, oh Lord. But anyway,
I was gonna say, if you got a second, would you be interested in seeing some art never before seen? Nobody else has even seen this yet. I could show it on the show.
bro, you ain't said nothing to a can of paint. Go ahead. Let's see it. I'd love to. Let me put you on by yourself on the screen. This
all
will
right,
be
yeah,
exclusive. Yep.
Exclusive, yeah. I haven't
Yes.
even posted this to Instagram yet. I thought I'd save it for your show.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, of course, man. So this is really cool. It's just something I made like not too long ago for a whole new series I'm working on. I thought it turned out wild.
Wow, yes it did. Look at that.
Now talking about like comic book inspiration,
Yes.
like this is...
You have some talent, man. You're very good. You're very good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wow. So we got an exclusive on the KJL podcast.
Exclusive, man. Bringing you exclusives.
Yes, yes. We're trying to grow here. Listen, for those that
Exactly.
are listening, please. Sometimes I see that I have a certain number of views on my thing, but then my subscribers aren't up here. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel. You see this, what I'm doing right here today? I want to continue to do this. I want to continue to share the stories of other artists. We do art history. I do some art demonstrations. I'll have some collaborations on here with artists. We can do some, live collaborations to just build like a community of artists that are interested. I've got a lot of artists that have reached out to me that I've already interviewed, and other artists of formulating like groups and sharing some information. So, I really, really love it, and I appreciate you coming on.
I love this. I love this podcast. I mean, you've talked to a lot of great artists. In fact, you were asking me earlier about artists to inspire me. There have been a few who you've had on your podcast. I really love Beverly Keys Kelly, for instance. She
Oh
was really
yes,
great
yes.
with it.
Beverly's off the chart, man. And I love how her creativity with her work.
Yeah.
We were dressing a group show together at the it was the Ewing Municipal Building. My art was in there until the end of August. It was in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And Beverly's always sending out information. She's very, very valuable for information. We have another quote here. Bring it. Thank you so much. All right. So I think I should be asking some more questions and showing some more of your artwork. I'm so happy that you gave us that exclusive.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Yes. I feel almost like the Jeffersons. I'm moving on up. No, I'm just all right.
Now everybody's got to bring exclusives to your show.
Yes. That should be something from now on. Okay, tell me a little bit about this piece here.
Well, I'm glad you showed this one next because it's part of the same series I'm working on. They're all kind of illustrations of a folk song, like an old folk song. So there's going to be about 45 of these in total, and they're all going to be parts of the verse of this song. And so this is some of my most recent work. I finished this one, I think, just like maybe a month ago.
Wow.
And they're
That
all
is
acrylic on paper for these, not plexiglass. So I'm working with some different techniques, different materials.
wow. This is another nice one too, right here. Love this one. Yeah.
I've got that one hanging up on the wall right now behind me.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I might be able to get a look. I'll see if this
Yeah.
wall
See if we
will
can
let me.
see if you can pan over to
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a nice size too. Like
Yeah.
sometimes, I pose sometimes with my pictures because so people can get an idea of the scale of the
Exactly,
painting
yeah.
itself. Sometimes it's hard. I thought that was smaller than actually what it is. I see on your wall. It's beautiful.
Yeah, 36 by 36 inches, and this was the second painting I did.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah, the inspiration actually kind of came from my wife. She always wanted to be a nurse. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. She works in like healthcare kind of, but
Okay.
she never got that nursing degree. And
Uh-huh.
and I also worked for a period of time up in Trenton at the regional medical health center. I was in housekeeping though. I wasn't a nurse or a doctor or anything.
Listen.
But I've
Hey,
met a lot
work
of great
is work,
people,
bro.
man.
Work is
Yeah, a
work.
lot of great. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this is a beautiful piece right here. And yeah, Velma said it's a beautiful piece. Yes, it is. It absolutely is beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let me show another one of you.
It's kind of fun too because I forgot what all I sent you. So I'm surprised. I'm like, oh yeah, that one.
Yes. This I like right here too.
This is just a fun one. It's the same size too, 36 by 36 inches.
Yes.
And this was just fun to make. I just wanted to make something really orange, and I think I succeeded.
You did, man. It's really nice. All of these paintings, like I love your style of creating. I love it. This one right here, I was like, when I got this one on here, I was going to try to ask you what was this about, because this was pretty interesting. You got the refrigerator there. Like, what was going on here?
So the inspiration, I think for this one, it's kind of silly to be honest, but it kind of goes back to childhood too. Like I was thinking about action figures, and like the tallest thing in the house was like the refrigerator, and so anytime they were on an adventure, anytime me and my brother were going on adventures with action figures, that fridge was like the mountain. It was like the
Gotcha.
So that's where it kind of came from. Other than that, it's kind of just a silly image that I thought people would find amusing. So.
Oh, this is funny. And now that you tell me the thing behind it, because I was looking, I was like, I wonder what's behind this one right here.
I never know what people are going to think when they see things like this. Yeah, so that's kind of what drives me sometimes. I just want to know what people think when they see these kinds of things. They're probably like, this guy's nuts, coming up with stuff.
Mary said, "Love Angel."
Thank you.
For the other piece, I'm pretty sure it was the other piece we had.
Yeah, that was
Love Angel. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think I got one more painting that you was. Oh no, I think that was towards the end. That was it. Sure, if I showed this one.
Oh yeah, this one.
I did. Yeah, that's it. I knew I had another one. So what's the story with this one here?
So this one, I mean, I don't even know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about so many different things that all just kind of came together in this one, which is another kind of ridiculous image, but it's kind of like a superhero. He's like facing off with a monster that's terrorizing the Delaware riverfront. And I was thinking kind of like, what would happen if you had a superhero and monsters and stuff, and instead of like fighting each other, they just like argued about like who had to leave.
Yeah.
So it's just yeah.
That's funny. That is so funny. All right. So what we have is, let me take that away from here. Okay. So besides your exhibition that's coming up, do you have anything else that'll be going on in the near future, or are there any special projects besides the one you just told me about that you were are involved with at this point?
So
I'm messing around with the controls too a little bit here, but go ahead.
Oh, no worries. So like as far as special projects go, like I'm I'm hoping to wrap this one up by the end of the year. I don't know if I'll be successful in that or not. And then I'm starting a whole other series of work. It's going to be really focused on portraiture, still in like pretty bright colors, but I'm wanting to explore like more realism and kind of mixing that with
Yeah.
pop imagery. Other than that, I will have another exhibition coming up in Lansdowne, PA, and that should start, I believe, September 27th. So I've gotten into a couple group shows. It'll be another group show, and it's called Bodies in Motion. I know one of my pieces is going to be in that. There might be two, in fact. I'm still waiting to hear back from them on whether or not they'd like to include it.
All right. That's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Let me give you your some information again. Alex's website is aspaldingart.com, and you can contact him at info@aspaldingart.com, and you can follow him on Instagram at aspaldingart.
Yep.
And again, it's not just following, support these artists. It's important. We put a lot of love into it. Sometimes you get people to come in and they want to bargain with you all the time, but there's a lot that goes into creating artwork. It really is, and you're getting the original. I had someone come in one time, and it was like a 24 by 36, and they wanted it. They thought that is the original. They wanted it for a lot less than I would sell it for. And I told them, I said, if I got a reproduction of this at the same size, it would have been like $500 just to make a reproduction of it, to get it printed that size. That would be my cost. Like that would be the cost, And so people don't realize that your original work is valuable, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it's an investment.
It is. Art's expensive sometimes, but like I also like, I'm a believer in trying to make it as easy for people to say yes as you can. Like, so, I mean, a lot of my work, I try to get it out there. If you want to do payment plans, things like that, anything that helps, because
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Like that
but sometimes it can be insulting, though. It's fine if it's just, if it's something within reason. But if someone's trying to ask you for, wants to get something for you that, if you gave them a print of the thing that same size, that it would cost more, that's insane. I'd rather, I'd rather just leave it with me.
Yeah.
So, my last question is,
All
what
right.
advice do you have for young, up-and-coming artists?
Ooh, there's a lot of things maybe that I could draw from, but I would say like the best advice I would have is stick with it. If it's what you really care about, stick with it, and keep love at the center of what you do.
Awesome.
That'd be my best advice.
Beautiful. Alex, I am so grateful for you coming on. We had a little.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
We had a little mix-up earlier. It was on my part. Somehow my computer's jacked up. The time was off, and we were supposed to start at 6. And then, So eventually, I'm putting this out here. I do need a moderator, and I'm at the point where I think I could use one. And it's just sometimes trying to work controls, bring up pictures, and talk with the artist. So I think I'm at the point right now that I should get a moderator to help me out with the podcast. But I've been managing, and I'm also using a new streaming software today. So I'm getting used to some of the controls that we have. And that's just being honest. And, I'm not going to be all like, all up in the collar. Like, life is about sharing. And I got to show you the things that come easy to me and the things that aren't quite as easy. So it's all good. Remember the negative and the positive, and I'm electric because of that. and so is Alex. Is there anything else you want to say before you part? And I want everybody to stay on. I just want to share a little bit about what's happening here, and Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I'm grateful for you allowing me to come on here and talk about my art, man. It was a pleasure, and I know we got off to a little bit of a bumpy start, but yeah, it gave me a little extra time to prepare, so it's not a big deal.
Yes.
Hopefully, you can find if you need help on that. I hope somebody will sign up and
Yes.
just keep things moving forward. I can't wait to watch more of these too. I've been watching a lot of
Yes.
them.
Yeah, I have one that should upload tomorrow, and it'll be a little surprise tomorrow. This is a pre-recorded one. However, it's not an interview, but it's on the Art with Kenneth side.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, all right. So listen, I really, really appreciate you. Much love, brother, and I'm looking forward to networking with you beyond today.
Yeah, definitely. Don't be a stranger, man. Don't be a stranger. I'll hit you up.
Now you're not gonna be able to get rid of me. I'm gonna be like, shoot. Matter of fact. All right.
That's good.
All right. What a wonderful interview. I mean, what an amazing guy, amazing artist. His work is phenomenal. Again, please, I'm gonna put his information up here again. I really, I love when people support my art career, and in turn, I love to support and help other artists. So again, you have his information here. Like, share, subscribe to this channel, follow him, support, Alex as well. If tomorrow you're in the Philadelphia area, you want to go to the Plastic Club, I'm gonna put the address back up here. One of our listeners, Velma, gave us the address, and remember the phone number is 215. I'm going to put that up here too. It's 215-545-9324, and that's at the Plastic Club, and he'll have his work in a group show there, and we're just so happy, and I hope he does very well, and I hope someone buys whatever. I hope he sells out whatever he puts in here. I hope it's gone by the end of the day tomorrow. I definitely do. So let me just tell you, remember to log into my website, and here's my website here. It's KJL. All right, can't see the top of this here. I don't know what I did with this, but it's KJLArtSanctuary.com. Tomorrow we have an episode of Art with Kenneth that's going to be on the KJL Podcast Channel. That'll air tomorrow, and right now you're on the KJL Podcast Channel. Let me go up here, share with you. No, that's fine. But anyway, so make sure you log in tomorrow, and yeah, like I was saying, so make sure you log in tomorrow, and with the Art with Kenneth episode that's coming on. Again, I'm fiddling around with this new package that I have here. I got another message that came in. Let me see what it says. Okay, the episode that's going to come on tomorrow should air at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And you'll see the notification. It'll probably come up early tomorrow morning or late tonight. The episode will go on to the YouTube channel, and then once you subscribe, then you'll hit the notification bell, and it'll notify you when that episode is airing. But it will be 1 p.m. tomorrow, and it's Art with Kenneth episode. Okay, so again, thanks for listening. Oh, I almost forgot one of the most important things here. This is one of my prints. I give out a print each time I come on, and it's given out to commenters and people that have subscribed and are commenters. So today we're going to give it to Velma. We're going to be sending you this piece right here. It's called the Griot. It's a print of my painting, the Griot. The Griot, the African Griot, was like a walking book. That's what I have there. He shared the oral history in Africa, and he played an orb, which is the thing on his arm right here, and he would play the orb and sing and carry the oral history from village to village to village. So this piece right here is going to go to Velma. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, we have a giveaway every time as well on the KJL Podcast Channel. So it's here. I have so many gadgets going here, you're not going to believe it. And one of them, the battery just fell out. It was my mouse. And then my laptop's way over there. So hold up. I can't change this thing over here until I get the mouse back. We're going to be like at home here. It's going to be super, super fun. But again, thanks for tuning in. And I really, really appreciate you. Much love. Thanks for tuning in to the KJL Podcast Channel. I'm artist Kenneth J Lewis Sr, and I truly appreciate your time and support. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And as always, keep creating, keep dreaming, and let your imagination lead the way. Until next time, take care.